Hey guys, what's up? Sorry for the messy room, but it's 11:26 at night and I don't know really what to say. I got done with reading a book that I've been reading for a couple weeks now, and I just realized how much God loves us and how amazing it is that He calls us His sons and daughters. Like, we are such broken and dirty people, and we can't give Him anything. Yet He still loves us, yet He still died on the cross for us. It's so hard for me to understand that, like, to wrap your mind around it. That someone can love you so much that they're willing to die for you and do anything for you. And it's like, tonight the book had me go through the story of the prodigal son. And if you don't know that story, it's about a son who leaves his father because he feels like he's ready to be out on his own, and like takes his part of his trust fund. That's the best way to describe it. His portion of his money, and he goes out and spends it all, and gets caught in some famine, and just is like has no money, and so he's trying to find something to do, and so he ends up working for some men and just feeding the pigs, and he gets so hungry that he wants to eat from the pigs, but there's not enough, and he finds himself going back to his father to see if he can get hired by his father to work for his money to pay his dad back. But the father sees him in the distance and is happy to see his son, the son that left him, the son that was done being in the family and just wanting to be off on his own. But the father was ecstatic that he was back. He was so excited, and he ran to his son and just embraced him with a hug, and it was just like, he was so glad he was back, and rejoiced by giving a party for him and killing the fattened calf, and just all these different things that, like, when you read the story you don't really think about, but like if you go in the deeper, like if you think deeper into the story, like this son had left his father, had left everything behind, and just was greedy and just wanted to live for himself and be by himself and live life by himself. But when he realized that he made the wrong choice and went to go back to his father, and you would think this father would not want anything to do with them, you'd think that he wouldn't want to like accept his son back because his son was so disrespectful. But he didn't. He accepted him back with loving arms and with a party, rejoicing that his lost son is now found and has been returned. And there's another brother in the story that's like really confused by why his father would accept his brother like that. And it's just true love, and that's how God is to us. Like, we run away from Him, we try to do life on our own, but we can't, and we see that, and God just accepts us back into His family. Like, we did nothing wrong, and we asked for forgiveness, and just God has so much grace and is just willing to love us even though we are undeserved of this love. And I don't know what hit me, but like in this book, it talks about the woman who bled for 12 years, and she was wanting to be healed, and Jesus was traveling through the crowd to go heal a little girl who was dying, and this woman desperately reached out for him and touched his robe, and she was instantly healed. And within this huge chaotic crowd, Jesus stopped and was like, "Who touched me?" And everybody's like, nobody did. They're like, the disciples are like, everybody's touching you. He's like, no, but I felt power come out of me. And this woman, and just desperate, just knew she needed to tell him, and just desperately fell to his feet and was like apologetic and just said, I needed to be healed. I needed to be just saved. And Jesus understood, and he just was like, you were healed because of your faith. And the author in this book said she, like, the only time she kind of just saw, like, she did some research and saw that the only time Jesus called a woman his daughter was this woman. And it's just, like, just some of these things that in this book she says, it's like, she is desperate for the healing of her broken heart caused by the years of shame and isolation. Like, no matter what you've done, whatever sin you've done, like, you're ashamed of what you've done. And you want to isolate yourself because you just don't think you're worthy enough to be loved and everything like that. And it's just like, you are so worthy to the one true King, like Jesus Christ. You're so worthy, and you can't even wrap your mind around it. Like, I am not worthy to be loved by him, but I am. In his eyes, I am perfect. And it's just so crazy because, like, we know we're not perfect, but when someone comes to us and says and points at those imperfections, we get mad, and like, we're like, no, like, I'm not perfect, I'm not a Christian. But like, when people tell us, like, wow, you really need to work on this, like, you're not perfect in this way, like, we get upset about it. And it's just like, we're not perfect people, and we're never going to be, but in God's eyes we are. And it's just, oh, I can't even wrap my mind around it. And I'm just like, I thought I just needed to share this with you guys, because like, in this moment I'm feeling how loved I am by God, and like how undeserving I am of it. But he still loves me, and he still loves me despite my sin and despite everything. And yes, I'm not perfect, like I said, and I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm not gonna be the best friend I can be. I'm not gonna be the best daughter. I'm not gonna be the best person I can be. But God understands that. And the crazy thing is that we think, oh my gosh, like, God doesn't understand what I'm going through. Or like, we go to someone and like, we tell them a sin, and they just don't understand because they've never been through it. But the crazy thing is that God understands. God sent his only son Jesus down to this earth as a human, and Jesus never sinned. And like, he knows what we go through. He knows the temptation we struggle with. Like, he knows the emotions we go through, the emotions of what it's like. He just knows. And it's because he came down as a person, as a human being who he didn't need to be. And he came down just to experience this, and died on the cross for us, and experienced death, and resurrected, and all these different things. But he died for us and for our sins, so we wouldn't have to pay the price of death, that we can live eternally with him. And we are so undeserving of that, but like, yet he still accepts us as his children, as his sons and daughters. And oh my gosh, it's like so hard to like wrap around or even talk about. And I know it's like a different type of video, like it's not a vlog, it's just like me realizing something like so important that I haven't realized in a long time. And like, it just lifts so much pressure off my shoulders. And I just wanted to know, like, and document this, like, this just feeling I have of what it's like to feel fully loved, and despite my brokenness and all these different things. And sometimes it's hard to like remember that, like, that it's hard. It's really easy to get caught up in the routine of like, yes, I'm a Christian. Yes, I am involved with crew here at Ball State's campus, and you just get caught up in this routine and just like, you sometimes forget. Like honestly, like to be honest here, like you forget that what you're doing this for. Like sometimes you get caught up in like with crew, like we gotta reach the campus, we gotta live to what crew is, but like really what we're doing for crew is what we're doing for Jesus. And it's like you get caught up in this routine of like, you just kind of forget, you just go through the motions, and you don't really get to like, you don't really sit down and interpret like what God really did for us. And you just gotta make sure you don't get caught up in that, and like just remind yourself and like take yourself back to like a story in the Bible or like a verse in the Bible that just really speaks to you about that. And you just gotta like keep reminding yourself like God died on the, you just gotta keep remembering that Jesus died on the cross for us, and God sent his only son to us and just to die for us. And it's just like this crazy mind-blowing thing that like you can't, like I've said earlier, like you can't wrap your mind around it, but it's like the most amazing thing. And like if you're not a Christian and you haven't accepted Christ in your life, like I really encourage you to do it, because it's just, it's like amazing feeling to know you're loved despite your imperfections and your brokenness, and to know someone's gonna love you no matter what and never let go of you and always let you come back to them. It's crazy. And I just said I should just videotape this, and I know it's long, it's like about 12 minutes, and thank you for whoever's watched this all the way through. It's just kind of a big rant, but I thought I should just share what was on my mind and kind of what I was feeling, and how I've been Christian like my whole life. And it's these moments that kind of remind me of like why I am a Christian, and like God's sovereignty, and it's just like his peace he gives you when he knows you're struggling the most. And it's felt like I haven't heard from God in a while. And just to feel this and to feel how loved I am, even though I've been distant from him, is amazing. And I just thought right now would be a good opportunity just to talk through and like verbally process this and just do it in front of the camera. And so yeah, thanks so much for watching and listening to my rant. And yeah, but if I just pray for you guys, all of you watching this, pray that you just feel the same kind of love that I'm feeling right now, and that it is okay not to be broken and to embrace your brokenness. Wow, that came out wrong. It is okay not to be broken, and I want you to embrace your brokenness, because when you embrace your brokenness and tell your story to others, it brings people together and helps people feel more free. And so, on that note, I just want you guys to go share your stories and share all your brokenness you have with other people, and just maybe you'll speak to someone and you might plant a seed that God can use in those people's lives. So yeah, this is pretty long, but I just wanted to share with you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and